Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Friday Night Fights here on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. This is your boy, the franchise player, Double B Bad Blood, getting ready to go do some
Yeah.
fly type shit. You got the mixologist himself, I'm sorry, L Mixologo, Mr. Chemical Julian,
Joe.
and you got the dude with no belts, but he didn't have to perform the butt dance, the twerk dance this last Saturday. Your boy Shane Husky, welcome to the Roundtable Pro Wrestling
Still
Podcast.
owe me a freaking match. I feel like I'm Sami Zayn right now with the conspiracy.
Look, there is no CO conspiracy when it
CO
comes to you.
conspiracy.
No CO
Conspiracy.
conspiracy.
Godly.
Jesus Christ, Shane, you and your conspiracy thinking.
It's all the conspiracy, man. I could
There's
have been
no-
2 belts us at WrestleMania right there and then, but if I didn't fuck up my own picks.
Yo, hey,
Sure did.
that was your fault.
It was my fault.
That
I
was-
could
that
have been
was,
2 belts us.
That
I
was
could
your
have
fault.
been.
He was no belt husk. Sorry, dude. Sorry.
Just wait
got-
until WrestleMania
You got
39.
too much into your feelings, Shane. You just
I
got,
got too much.
You start.
Just
you
wait until
start,
WrestleMania 39.
WrestleMania 39. So look, man, I want to start the show off right.
Right.
Let's talk about
Thor
the
Love and Thunder.
fucking
What a-
bullshit in the room. Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
What the hell do you want?
Look, let's talk about this fucking dude. Because if it had been anyone else in the world,
I'm paying the
pedophile
hustle.
acting, let me pay off these chicks so they don't fucking rat my ass out. Rat King Billy Moon ass fucking just horrible, horrible shit.
You know what?
I'm besides myself about it.
I think I have deduced like the whole reasoning behind this.
Okay.
Vince McMahon believes and has always believed that he is as good as or better than Donald Trump.
Oh yeah,
And
he's
we-
always thinking.
And we
Like that.
know that Trump has gotten away with a lot of grabbing of the yaya, as he would say himself.
Grab him by the pussy.
And a lot of these lawsuits, kind of like went away. There were lots of
Vince is a nasty motherfucker. That's right.
And Vince has decided that he can do the same thing. Unfortunately, the society that we live in today, we don't turn a blind eye to it, but we don't do anything about it. And here's what I mean. People will talk about it. It'll be clickbait. It'll be headlines. People will point fingers and say shame. However, people don't do anything about it because we live in a society where the victims are offered a payday. They're offered hush money.
Yep.
And a lot of times, and the majority of the time, depending on who your predator is, they have a lot of money, power, influence, whatever. And most likely the option is, I'll ruin your career. I'll keep you in courts indefinitely, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or you can take this payday and shut your mouth. And a lot of these people or these victims do take the payday. And I will say this. By taking the payday, you are contributing to the problem. And the reason why you're contributing to the problem is because now there's no track record established for this person's behavior.
Yep.
And when one person does decide to stand up and speak out, it turns into this, oh, well, it's this one person, but it was only one person. This person could be lying. And then it takes so much longer for anybody else to maybe stand up who got threatened or who didn't have the wherewithal or who just said, fuck it, I don't want my name in the media like that. And then the people who take these payouts, I mean, they go on about their business, but because it's an NDA, because they've signed away their life, they can't talk about it. They can't make accusations. They can't try in court. They can't do any of that. And so this person continues to get away with it. We're talking about 16 years. And I mean, and no, it's only 4 women, but that's a lot
Only
of
for
money.
women that came forward.
Correct. It's forward forward, and that's a lot of money to be paid out. And I will tell you right now that the only reason why the board is investigating this is not because of human resources violations, not because what Vince did is wrong, but because of two things. One, this information gets out so it can be a scandal and it can affect the business. But two, they want to know, okay, was that your personal money you used, Vince, or was it the company's money? Did you sell stock to do it? Did someone else know you were fucking around? Did they sell stock in fear of the stock dropping? I mean, that's what they're looking into.
You know, you mentioned the stock thing. Remember, Triple H and Stephanie and Shane all sold their stock.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
And the story was Stephanie and Triple H were selling their stock so they can build a bigger house. Bullshit. Their
Right.
annual fucking income could have built that house.
Yeah.
Just saying. I agree with you. I also agree with King of the Indies. He said it's enabling trashy ass person's behavior.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
makes it seem like it's okay to treat people like that, and they're just being bullied. Now, I'm going to say,
you know what, though, that was the entire problem during the Trump campaign. These secret audio came out and all that. It's the fact that these accusations and instances were recorded, they were documented, they were coming out, and this person was running for the highest office in the land, and everyone turned a blind eye to it. They're like, those are just some disgruntled women, blah, 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 or these people took payouts, or, he's big and powerful, he deserves a little ass on the side, whatever people's reasoning was. But I'll tell you this, Linda McMahon's political career is going to be dead. The company itself, I think the stock will be fine, and I think the company will keep marching on, but it's going to march on without Vince McMahon.
Vince is the wrestling version of Trump.
Yes.
And also, what I will tell you is that,
True.
logically speaking, you would have thought that Shane McMahon would have popped back up by now.
Yeah.
Shane don't want shit to do with this, man.
No.
Shane's like,
no,
I'm Dad,
fucking away from this shit.
You fired me, Dad. No way.
He's staying as far away from this as possible. And, maybe he'll come back in some capacity much later on down the line after his dad leaves. But right now, he's like, I'm not trying to have shit on my name.
Right now, he's saying, fuck my dad. I don't care.
And, the sad part about it is, look, I'm going to admit something to you guys online right now. And I've been really struggling with this over the last week. The shit that's happening right now with Vince and him bullying these people and all the bullshit that's going on, like all of that bullshit that's going on, right? With all of that going down, it reminds me of something happening in Oregon. And I have to say that the Oregon situation is my fault. So to anyone watching from Portland, Oregon, formerly BCW fans, whatever, whatnot, I apologize. Because I was bullied, so to speak, by a group that works within BCW. And I wouldn't say bullied, but when you get tired of the same shit over and over again, you just like to say, fuck it, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
So I just said, fuck it, I'm done with it. And if I didn't say, fuck it, I'm done with it, and I actually put my foot down and quite literally just beat the shit out of these guys and just defended myself instead of walking away from it, maybe the shit that's going on now wouldn't have happened. I mean, you got guys bullying other people, telling them they can't wrestle in other places, mafia style shit. You got guys stealing championship belts from wrestlers and from promotions. You got guys bullying guys out of the locker room, telling them if they work for someone else that they're going to get beat up, and all of this stupid shit. Bullies, you are the lowest form of fucking shit on this earth. Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and anyone else involved in that scandal, you're fucking bullies.
Yeah.
Vince was taking women and saying, well, I'm going to fuck with you. And then I'm going to let my homeboys fuck you around. Too. And if you don't do this, I'm going to fire you. That's some bullshit. Like, I have a daughter. Okay? If someone said that to my daughter, I don't give a fuck who you are. You about to
Get your
catch his
ass beat.
hands. You about to get this ass whooping. You
Yep.
know, and people are like, oh well, she took the fucking money. She took the money. That makes it she's even worse
Then,
than he
then
is.
you're even worse by saying that.
Just like remember we had this conversation about the plane ride from hell and the stewardess that Ric Flair
Woo!
quote unquote paid, right? That whole situation. That situation went down. People were bashing her.
Yeah.
But just like you said earlier, what if they would have been like, I want to fight this. I want to fight this. Let's go to court and fight this. And then Vince in the WWE, they have so much fucking money that they will tie you up in litigation for the rest of your fucking life.
Yep.
So some people did just like I did and said, you know what, fuck it. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm done with it. I don't want to deal with it anymore. So you really can't blame them too much for doing that. The stewardess, she was saying she was being harassed and bullied so much to where she just took it and was like done with it.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I always look at it like this. God forbid something happens to my daughter and the man that does it to her lives, because, you know, me, I'll be put under the jail for what I would do to them. But when you have situations like that, sometimes people just, they don't want to deal with it anymore. They're like, please, just let it be done. Like that's how they come across, and I totally understand that. I totally understand it, and it irritates it irritates me that people are jumping online and bashing people for saying they're not happy with Vince doing that. That they think it's bad. People are defending Vince.
And
Like
their
you
words.
You E stands, you fucking WWE trolls, whatever the fuck the fans want to call you guys, dude. I'm gonna ask you this, ladies and gentlemen, just the ones who are defending Vince.
If
You
you-
suck.
I want you to think about this for 1 second. What if that were your kid?
Correct.
Yes.
What if that were your wife? What if that were your daughter? What if that was someone that was part of your life? What if that was someone that was so ingrained in your world? What about that? Think about that for 1 fucking second.
Mhm.
That's all I want you to think about.
You know, I think the biggest fallout from this is going to be that WWE just may end up having a human resources department. I don't think they have one.
They have an HR department.
Not a real one. I mean, not an HR department that's not under the influence of Vince McMahon or Stephanie
Well,
or Triple H.
Think about this for a second. Even the WWE board of directors are all handpicked by Vince.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're handpicked by Vince because he has the majority of the shares, 80% of the voting power.
No
Okay?
one is going to vote against Vince. No one's going to say, hey, Vince, you're a fucking scumbag. You're out of here.
So
Nobody's
here's the
going to do
thing.
that shit.
They could vote against. They could vote against Vince. However, if they're on the board of directors on an annual contract, he can get rid of these people before any vote happens, and that's part of the problem. I mean, you cannot be under you can't be under investigation and have power over the people who are investigating you. I mean, that's part of the problem in politics and law enforcement in the U.S. today that a lot of people complain about. I mean, human resources needs to be a separate department that is not beholden to the executives, especially when it comes time for an executive to be investigated. And the people who are complaining need an independent avenue, a whistleblower conduit to complain through, where they can be anonymous. They could have protections. Like once you file a complaint, you have that protection, and you get your day in court. And that's what most of your top companies do have. I know my company has it. I mean, my company has a process where if you have a complaint against, your supervisor or somebody above you, even a coworker, I mean, there's a pathway for you to file that complaint and to pursue action without retaliation against you. And you can document that retaliation. There's documentation in so many different ways. But the problem with WWE is because, unfortunately, while they're a real company, wrestling is still carny, you know, and
Wrestling will always be that way.
and it's still being run like just a really big indie in a lot of ways. And so when you're still considering your people as and this is part of the problem. So since all the wrestlers are considered independent contractors,
Yeah,
independent
that's some fucking bullshit. I'll talk about that too.
Right.
independent contractors may not necessarily have the same resources available to them as quote unquote employees. So if you grab Stephanie's ass, she would have a pathway through human resources to complain and to take action against you. But as an independent contractor, what rights do you have? And that's where the difference lies. And that's part of the reason why they kind of, have it set up that way. Now, under Tony Khan, I know he wanted to change things where wrestlers became employees and the payouts were different and they were salaried and bonus structure, yada 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 yada. But that hasn't happened. As of now, these are independent contractors, and how they are treated is going to be different than how an employee of the actual company will be treated.
So,
But
Big Money Drew. What? No, continue what you were saying.
But the bottom line is this: Vince is in a position of power, and he has treated a number of people like shit, and it's not right, and it's bad for the company to the point where if there is enough press where it starts to be a detriment to the stock price or a detriment to their overall operations. Because, I mean, let's face it, if you're Pepsi or Coke and you advertise with WWE and WWE has all of these internal human resources issues, you may be like, yeah, we can't do business with you. And so, and being so closely tied to Fox being a major corporation, that could happen when it comes time to renegotiate the contract for advertising and for broadcasting rights. So if they run into that problem, that is when shit is going to change. And but by that time, Vince may actually step down, step out, or be removed, and that's when things will be a whole. Vince has got to leave in order for things to be different. Period. Just period.
So, Drew, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Boy, it's really difficult to be a majority wrestling fan when stuff like this happens, because while Tony Khan and AEW are not involved in any type of disgusting shit like this, never think that you know the mind of a billionaire. That I'm not saying that Tony Khan has stuff out there or anything, but you just hope that one billionaire doesn't have the same mindset of another billionaire. And there's been talk of I heard you guys right before I jumped on talking about like the political spectrum of this and how it's very much sort of how like Trump is in a way. The Khans have contributed to the Trump campaign as well. And while they are less in your face about it, which I think is the better way, it still makes you go, there could potentially be a situation like this. If it hasn't happened now, maybe down the line. But thankfully, I would say, because this has happened with Vince, hopefully, I'll say, not thankfully, but hopefully, it would deter somebody else from making the same type of decision. But, I'm just not really that surprised anymore with anything that comes from Vince McMahon that's negative, because I don't know what's positive about him anymore. This is like a big WWE is a very pro PR company. Like that's the huge thing. Partnering with the cancer awareness stuff and doing all these Be a Star things and all of the stuff that they are really known for outside of just our wrestling bubble. Things that get them in the mainstream media for stuff that they do with all these things. How do you have a guy at the top who's been paying hush money and having these affairs and firing and demoting women who aren't doing sexual favors for him? How do you have a guy at the top of this company that's so pro PR for Be a Star, and I don't think they don't partner with Susan G. Komen anymore, but all that other,
No.
all those, hey, look, we're WWE and we're very positive and we're great people and you'll never see anything negative about us. How do you have this guy at the top?
I have an answer for that. And as asinine as this may sound, WWE has established the Mr. McMahon character as that guy. On TV, his on television presence has been the bully, the jackass boss, the I like titties and women, and I got chicks like hanging over me. He did all that shit during the Attitude Era. They've established that pretty much the Vince McMahon that the Wall Street Journal is talking about is the same Mr. McMahon that was portrayed during the Attitude Era. And so now a lot of people are kind of like, oh, that's just Vince being Vince. No. There's an on-screen character, and then there's this dude like in real life.
And then there's the actual person.
And this dude in real life he's living the gimmick. And as much as I mean that's as stupid as that sounds, he's living the gimmick. And Flair talked about living the gimmick.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes talked about living the gimmick. So many guys talk about living the gimmick, and when they talk about living the gimmick, they talk about how it fucked their lives up and fucked up relationships. They always say, I was living the gimmick and like nothing good came of it long term. And so this person that the Wall Street Journal is talking about pretty much lines up with the Mr. McMahon character that was shown to us during the Attitude Era and in the subsequent years. And so the only way that the fans would be happy is if Vince was in the ring talking about, oh, but I love titties and I love grabbing pussy, and then the glass breaks and Stone Cold comes out and gets him a couple stunners, and people would be like, "Yay, Vince got what he had coming to him." No, he's got to go to court, you assholes. but in people's minds, that's what they're expecting. Like they'd expect the judge to be Stone Cold.
Yes,
that's an interesting point.
That does make a whole lot of sense. I mean, it really does. People are looking at it as like Vince the wrestling gimmick instead of Vince McMahon the actual fucking person.
And the other part of it is people who aren't wrestling fans are like, well, that shit's just so fucking redneck and carny, I really don't give a fuck.
Huh?
But here's the thing. $12 million for women
is a lot
for women.
Money.
So
right
in a sense, that's blackmail. And like the King of Indies said, I didn't pull it up, but I'm gonna pull it up right here. The thing with Sable should have been a clue as what type of man Vince was.
Yes.
Sable sued the WWE for sexual harassment, left the WWE.
Yep.
For many fucking years. Married Brock Lesnar. Excuse me. And Brock was the reason why that relationship was reestablished. Vince is 76 fucking years old.
76.
There's so much sexual misconduct with former female wrestlers, fucking people that worked in the office. Here's the thing. If it were you and me, we would have been canceled. We would have been thrown under the motherfucking jail. Like they would have dug a hole under the darkest point of the jail to bury us, because that's how bad it would have been. Vince is walking backstage saying, yeah, fuck it, I don't care. So now he has no remorse for the shit.
Nope. But you know what? Here's the difference. All right. Let's say Bad Blood is out one night and he's in a bar. Someone's talking shit to him. He gets into a bar fight, ends up beating up a few guys. Okay. The police show up to arrest Bad Blood. A couple of cops are like, "Oh shit, Bad Blood from the BCW shows. Oh man, I love that guy. Hey, let me get a couple of pictures. Oh shit, did you give him the drive-by when he was standing by the bar? You clothesline that motherfucker? Oh shit, click, click. Oh, that's what Bad Blood does, right? And
Right.
the police station, the police chief's like, oh shit, Bad Blood, what happened? He got into a bar fight. Oh, did he give him the drive-by by the bar? This is what this is. This
Yeah.
is like, people are literally like, oh, that's just dirty ass Mr. McMahon.
No, it's literally Mr. McMahon being a nasty fucker. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
Julian,
this
that was a
is
really
real
good
life, but
point.
It's real life. But it's real life.
I like that point that you brought up because I was thinking this today too, that it's so weird how when he came out a couple of weeks back after that first story came and he got us like a standing ovation practically.
Why?
And
Why
it's
would
like,
Yeah.
they hear him?
Yeah.
I think it is because of it's like what you said. It's because Vince has been established as the Mr. McMahon character that's an asshole that would do stuff like this, and particularly to the casual audience, which, I mean, really, let's face it, the casual audience who are buying tickets to go to shows these days,
Yes.
there aren't any hardcore people there.
No.
You can quote me on that. I know for a damn fact, if there's 10,000 seats, which, usually there isn't, it's a lot less than that these days. If there's 10,000 seats in that arena and all 10,000 seats are filled, 9,000 of those seats are casual fans that just went,
Yeah.
oh, hey,
Yeah.
WWE's in town? Haven't been there in a while. Let me bring my kid. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Because
pretty much.
the very, very few times since WrestleMania that I have watched Raw or SmackDown, I don't see a living soul sitting in any of those fucking seats on camera.
Oh yeah, no.
I
Yeah, they're
just
just
see
dead.
a body sitting there watching what's going on.
Like this.
Yeah.
No clapping, no cheering, not
It's like
into
the
the
people
wrestling.
that get paid to sit at the fucking Grammys.
It really feels like that.
Or,
It
or
really
like
feels
the
like
old
that.
like the WCW shows at Disney MGM.
And not only
Yeah,
that,
like
they
literally that
type
was
in.
TNA too. Those are part of the fucking tickets to get into the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what were you saying, Shane?
Not only that, when they don't cheer and they know they don't cheer, they pipe in crowd noises.
Correct.
Right. To piping in, cheering as
Yeah.
if there are 9,000 people cheering when
And-
not
and you
one
see
person on
that
camera
the
is
live-
even moving.
Yeah, you see the lips and the hands don't even match the pipe noises.
So
Yeah.
let's talk money. Let's talk money.
I love money.
Vince got sued for what, 25 million from Sable,
Whew.
right? Sable won that.
Good for Sable.
Vince paid 7.5 million to the paralegal.
Shit.
He paid, and so John Lawler. Okay, so here's the thing, though, and you know what? King of Indy said Johnny Ace is on leave for his part. Johnny Ace paid the same chick $3 million to shut her fucking mouth.
They were
Yeah.
swapping her back and forth.
So yeah, they were swapping her like she was a fucking belt. You know, hey, you won this belt this week, haha, 24/7 title.
Like
right?
legit swapping.
Like that.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
swapped.
24/7 title. Just
Yeah.
there you go, boom, right?
Like
so,
that.
So it was like a swingers convention minus the you know, I mean, I'm just saying. So they're passing the chick off, right? Just tossing her around, blah, blah, blah. Give her $3 million. Johnny Ace is on administrative leave. No pay. So Vince did the same thing that Johnny Ace did. Johnny Ace
He still has creative
wait.
control for some reason.
But in the fucking people's eye, the trolls online, the
They
WWE
lie.
stands, the E-drones, Johnny Ace is guilty. Like he should be canceled.
So here's the thing.
I mean, the Vince did.
And
wait a minute.
I think we
Hold on.
talked about this. Go ahead.
Before we go any further, there's also the fucking tanning salon lady in Florida that Vince sent dick pics to.
What?
Y'all forgot all about that, didn't you? There was a
At
lady.
tanning salon?
There was a lady.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There was a lady, and 1992, Vince was also accused of a sexual assault on a lady in Charlton, in 1986. Right? There was another one. Then there was a lady most recently, about 2-3 years ago, in Florida. Vince basically went in to get tanned, stole her phone number, and was sending her pictures of his dick.
Did
But
he
everybody was
3
like,
years ago?
something like that. Everyone was like, yeah, that's a lie. Vince didn't do that. Nah, Vince would never do nothing like
What?
that. Bull fucking
remember
shit.
that.
Yeah, bullshit.
Vince is a fucking sick fuck. Okay? Let's just call it what it is. Vince is a sick fuck. Let me find. Hold on. You guys discuss this. I'm gonna find that the story.
The
about the girl.
only way that something really will happen, and unfortunately, I really have no hope of it happening, is if advertisers start pulling. Like, that's really the only way.
And so that's what
Like
we're talking
Fox saying actually what Vince
Okay,
is doing.
so the journal cited documents that those familiar with the deals. Vince paid a former wrestler $7.5 million for her silence. In addition, McMahon allegedly sent unsolicited naked photos of himself to a WWE contractor and sexually harassed her on the job, leading to about a $1 million non-disclosure settlement in 2008. In 2006, a former WWE manager was paid $1 million to stay silent about Vince initiating a sexual relationship with her. That's several fucking people, man.
and again, the problem here is that when you say things like those familiar with the situation, it's hearsay. Because Vince can't or won't talk. I'll say Vince won't talk about it. And the person who signed the NDA can't talk about it. And so you end up with
there's one lady that did talk about it. On June 27th, 2 weeks after the first Wall Street Journal report, a New York magazine ran a story containing interviews with a former WWE female referee, Rita Charlton.
Yep. But she accused
and a former wrestler, Leonard something, claiming that McMahon sexually assaulted her in 1986. She also made the same claim in 1992 that was corroborated by a second source. So these are people that are saying Vince did this.
Correct. And so
not like saying, I think Vince may have done it. No, Vince, she said man did it.
She's a lady who didn't take the payout. Mm-hmm. And she complained to, she filed a claim about it. And there was another wrestler working for the company that she told about it. And at the time, he denied it because he was trying to keep his job. But now he's like, nah, that shit didn't happen. And there's another source who's like, yeah, that shit did happen. And so it's people like that or incidents like that that are necessary to build this track record for this predatory behavior.
And what's going on is people are saying, well, it's just Vince. Vince is old. No, that doesn't mean shit. What happens when a 75-year-old man rapes a fucking 5-year-old child? Oh, he's old. It doesn't matter. It still fucking matters.
Yes.
Dude, so remember when the accusations started coming out against Bill Cosby?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, Bill Cosby, that's America's favorite dad. This couldn't
include Soulja Boy.
True. Oh, Bill Cosby, he's just a comedian. He couldn't have that kind of swing in Hollywood. What are these ladies talking about? And then more and more and more and more people started coming forward. It was like, God damn, Bill Cosby's a dirty motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby didn't have the NDAs. And finally, you had people who were like, oh yeah, this did happen to me. Now, granted, if Bill Cosby is, and they talked about this in The Boys, unfortunately. If Bill Cosby's giving you pills and wine, this was in the 70s. People liked to party. But if you're going back the second and third time and he's still giving you pills and wine, come on. You should learn the first time, but still.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is happening, he also was under the impression that, well, I'm in a position of power, and what you gonna do? And especially like in the 80s when he had the Cosby Show, what you gonna do? I'm America's favorite dad. You can't stop me.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's not that he had an impression of power; he had power.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, it's like I used to have like a different mindset about these things. Like,
Yep.
well, why didn't the person just speak up?
Yeah, that's
understand
always
that.
my thing. Yeah.
I understand now that it's because in these certain types of situations, you know that by speaking up, bad things are going to happen to you.
Correct.
So anybody who had, things with Bill Cosby is America's dad. He's, the biggest thing in the 80s. He's giving you pills. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say a word about this because everybody loves him. And if I say a word, that's it for me. I'm done. My career in anything is over.
It's like
But
that.
what-
It's like that
what
fucking
people-
Hollywood producer, Epstein, or whatever his name is.
Dude, that
People were so afraid
Yep.
to say anything about him because he controlled all their movie careers.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You know,
and Harvey Weinstein, same way.
Harvey
Shit.
Weinstein. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
People were so afraid. Oh fuck! Should I? What if I say something? Oh my god! If I say something, he's gonna fucking ruin my career. These fucking predators are pieces of shit. Look, I'm gonna say this on the show. Gregor Petrov, Rat King Billy Moon, and Draven Vargas, they have that control at BCW right now. They're threatening people. As a matter of fact, one promoter sent me a screenshot of a Facebook message that Petrov says, "If you mess with my bookings, I will come to your house."
Uh-oh.
So you got wrestlers sending me text messages like, "Hey man, I don't want to say anything, but I'm afraid if I say something, I'll get hurt." Dude, speak the fuck up. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be afraid to speak up. Trust me, losing a job or losing a spot is a lot better than losing your dignity and your self-respect. Don't be afraid to speak up. Speak up.
Thanks.
But make sure when you speak up, they're true facts. Don't speak up and make stories up because your buddies are doing it or because it's the cool thing to do
Dude, I
or
think the
because you're
problem,
riding with a clique.
I really think one of the big problems here is that with a lot of these predators, none of them took an ass whipping.
Holler.
Because when you take that ass whipping, I'm going to call the cops. Now you got to explain to the cops why you took this ass whipping.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lesson. And like I've said this over and over. When people do shit that's out of line, the reason why they keep on doing it is because the first time they did it, no one took the
No one's
time out to
thinking.
teach the lesson.
Yeah.
And because they know that they are unfortunately in positions of power to where they're going to just keep doing it rampantly. I mean, again, Trump, I hate talking about this shit because it's just such a stain on America's history that this is something that happened. But grab him by the pussy and all the shit that came out about him, and he still became president for 4 years.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. It's crazy you even have to say that, Drew. It is so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
There's a
Crazy.
woman that worked with me. Okay? The woman that worked with me, I worked at a television studio. She has this, she's a fucking reporter, has this fucking huge Trump 2024 tattoo on her fucking forearm, right?
Oh.
Oh, dear God.
So I say, let me ask you a question. What do you think about this situation?
People
And
are
she says-
this?
All these people are liars. They're making it up because they're haters. It's fake news, blah, 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 blah,
Fake
right?
news.
I said,
Yeah.
so what about when I said, what about, I said, let me ask you a simple question though. You have a daughter, right? And she says, yeah. I said, let's just say that some guy just walks up to her and tells her her place is to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. And that she is a woman and she has no rights. And if he wants to, he'll grab her by her fucking pussy. She said, I would cut his throat. I said, but your president just said that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That was taken out of context.
Ah, sure.
Hey, check this out. I'm gonna walk up to you and I'm gonna grab you by your pussy because you're a woman and you have no rights. How is that taken out of context?
Yeah.
You can't take that out of context. That's what was fucking said.
Now, that was neat.
But-
Alternative
but-
facts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there
Alternative
you go.
facts.
With the
yeah.
Vince McMahon thing, the E-drones are like, no, those are
No,
AEW fans
man,
making up
he
this stuff to
did
get rid of
it.
him because they
Yeah.
don't want Vince around. And Vince is like, no, ladies and gentlemen, we are all flawed.
Guilty.
All of us are flawed. We are all flawed. There's not a perfect person in this fucking world.
No.
Vince McMahon
I
is
will
not
say
God.
though, I will say though, to have the biggest dick riders like Gareth and Jobber Nation
Oh, don't get me
Actually-
started.
God.
Don't get
say-
me started.
one little negative thing about Vince McMahon is like, wow,
Those are
yeah,
the
okay.
biggest dick suckers I've ever seen in my life.
And I know
Yeah.
Jobber is kind of more of a he's more of a troll.
Yeah,
with
he's a
it,
troll, and it gets people worked up, and it
but
works.
yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
that same BF, if you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
But the
BF.
point of this whole, like, I wanted to come over here, and I really don't want to talk about SmackDown. I really don't want to talk about fucking Rampage.
Just
I-
like that.
The
I was
Rampage
like-
decent, actually.
Maximum male
Rampage
model
was good.
agency. Come on,
But-
man.
Like, I was like, listen here, you faction whore, shut your mouth.
Oh, man. Dude, and Manswat had biggest tennis
Look,
records I've ever seen
look.
in my life.
First and
Yes.
foremost, Shane wanted to be a baddie.
Baddies.
Now he
Now
wants to be
he
part of
wants
the
to be a
maximum male model.
Can I be both a maximum baddie? Like, come on, man.
Shane is a faction whore.
Hashtag maximum baddies. I like that.
Maximum baddies. Come on, hashtag.
Not a bad one.
Shane.
shit. Look at him trying to
Shit.
censor himself. That's a shame. You shouldn't do that.
Thing.
Then he was
I
mad
can't
about the
do it.
Acclaim breaking up. The Acclaim
I'm
and the
upset.
Ass Boys.
I'm so
Oh, I'm
Wait,
so
wait.
devastated about that.
yeah,
that
What
me
they call them,
too.
the
worst
Acclaimed
thing ever.
Asses?
That was
the-
that was so Saturday freaking the Jericho friendship breaking up. God damn it.
Yeah, Shane was about to cry.
R.I.P.
He was like, "There's no
I
more sins in
didn't
me,
take no
Daddy."
blue chews. I didn't take no blue chews that day. None.
Yeah, he was sad. Shane was sad. He was like hashtag shrimp dick all day. Hey, at least she wasn't a cousin. At least you're not a cousin fucker. Let's just call it that. But
no.
like all seriousness though, Marie Shadows, formerly a writer at WWE, she says, I haven't had time to digest it fully. She's a friend of the channel. She runs an amazing
Marie.
podcast on Twitch. You guys go check her out. I was so disgusted today that I was like, fuck talking about the shows. This right here needs to be discussed, because if it was anyone else in the world, anyone else, I mean, like John Laurinaitis. John Laurinaitis was he's also being investigated. 1.5 million disclosure agreement to a employee claiming sexual misconduct in 2012. He's on administrative leave.
And he's the Bella Twin stepdaddy. Like, what
He's
the
gonna
fuck?
be the fall guy.
Yes.
Yes.
And
He's
I
gonna
think,
be
Take
the guy-
the blame.
I think we
take the
talked about this a long time ago where I was like, hey, I wonder if Laurinaitis is like,
We did.
I'll take the hit. I'll claim full responsibility.
No,
And
Laurinaitis.
just take care of me. And Vince is like, okay.
Okay.
You know what it is? Let me tell you something. I'm gonna throw a little politics in here. Usually, I don't like to do that shit because I'm not a politician. I'm a
However-
wrestler. If I want to be a politician, I run for office. Remember the Iran Contra scandal?
Yes.
Shane, you're probably too young to remember that, but Drew, do you remember that?
That was when? That was late 90s?
That was early 90s.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
was
was
born in
really young.
91, so.
Well, let me refresh everybody's memory. There was a president that was selling drugs and selling weapons to the Contras in Iran. Okay, this president was like going to be thrown under the bus, so he needed a patsy. He needed a fall guy.
Yep.
That fall guy became Oliver North.
Yep.
And Oliver North was like, "Fuck it, I'm about to snitch. Y'all want to throw me under the bus? I'm about to snitch. If I was Laurinaitis,
Snitch.
hashtag Ali too, because I ain't going
too.
down. I ain't going
You know
down
what?
like that.
I don't think it would ever happen. And here's why.
John Laurinaitis, come to your senses, please.
As loyal as ECW wrestlers were to Paul Heyman, and they weren't getting paychecks, John Laurinaitis is so ingrained into the wrestling bit. So wrestling business is all he knows. All he knows. Vince McMahon is, you know, I'm in WWE. Vince is the top of the game. Vince is, I probably feel like I'm the second hand to Vince. So I'll take one for you, boss.
Listen here, man. People power with Vince.
I'll take one, boss.
He's as much of a dick rider as Gareth and Jobber.
Oh, please don't get me started on those two.
You know, just
rip them.
I'll take one for you. You know, just take care of my brother, take care of my nephew. You know, just all that.
While you're at it.
And so I think that I think definitely Laurinaitis would take the fall for him, and Vince would, in the long run, Vince and or the family would take care of him.
My thing is, why aren't there more Sasha and Naomi's?
Oh,
How are
don't
people
start me
okay
with that.
with-
You know
Don't
why?
start me with that. 'Cause there's a
You know
lot
why?
of bullshit behind that too.
Because a lot of other people, a lot of other women's wrestlers don't have the same options that a Sasha or Naomi have. Now, granted, Naomi doesn't have the same options that Sasha does. But Sasha's got a whole bunch of options.
She got a whole bunch of options. She got that Star Wars thing going on.
I
mean-
don't know how. So I'm thinking. All right, I am a WWE wrestler, and this happens. And from a lot of reports that Sean have put out and other people, morale backstage is at an all-time low.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
not even just from the Vince stuff, from the Sasha and Naomi stuff as well.
Yep.
I am now going to have my storylines continue to be dictated by this asshole who is too stubborn to step aside and let other people like Stephanie and Triple H take over, who also, by those same accounts, that the backstage morale is extremely low when it comes to Vince. It's extremely high when it comes to them.
Yes,
So-
and here's why. And here's why. As far as professional wrestling goes, if you're in WWE, you are on the highest exposure platform for the world. So you're going to get seen by the world, North America, internationally. This is your chance to be exposed. None of these wrestlers are just wrestling. They're all trying to do something else on the side, whether it's modeling, internet, podcasts, TV deals, trying to get into movies, whatever. And WWE is their vehicle for this. And what they would like to be able to do is everyone would like to be able to be like The Rock. Everyone would like to be able to get that chance in Hollywood, make their splash, make their money, and be like, I'm out.
Deuces.
Deuces. And they want to make their bag and get out. They want to make the
John
money.
Cena did that.
John Cena did that. John Cena doesn't come back because he has to.
Yeah.
John Cena comes back because he wants to, and he does so for the fans.
Put over young talent.
You know,
That's what he does.
Speaking of
Stone
John
Cold
Cena,
did the same thing. He comes back to
Speaking
the
of John
fans.
Cena, it was reported that Vince flew to Vancouver to have a sit down with John Cena about possibly coming back and doing some things at SummerSlam. Basically, Vince is trying to beg John Cena
Please,
to come
John,
back.
I need you.
because, hey, John, listen here, pal. I got this problem going on with the ladies, pal. And Dwayne ain't gonna come back because Dwayne's mad at me, pal. So
Dwayne's mad at me.
how about you come back and you do another one of those appearances and we'll put
Well,
the
you
U.S.
see-
title on you, pal, for about a month or so. And yeah, how about we do that, pal?
Well, Vince, I will gladly do that for you, man. Hustle, loyalty, respect.
I'm just
I don't
saying.
know. I don't know if
I don't think Cena will.
I
No.
don't think so.
There's too much drama there.
It really all depends on. So here's the funny thing. So when the
You
Rock
can't say
first-
money because even if Vince offers him a big ass bag,
I don't think Cena really cares about the money that much, honestly.
I'll do
it's
something.
like no. I mean, think about it. Though. If Vince offered him a big ass bag, if Vince offered The Rock a huge bag, like yo, how about I give you $1 fucking billion? The
Billion?
Rock's like, "Psh, I made that shit on Shazam. I mean, on Black Adam. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're fucking up my shit. Fucked up my
Correct.
box office
Correct.
heat. So I mean, it is what it is.
It's
And
still mind-boggling to me that they did that whole Survivor Series thing last year around The Rock.
mhm.
That
That
asshole
was
didn't even
fun.
show up. It's
And he
Like
told
he
him
was
he wasn't.
advertised.
Mhm.
He told him he wasn't.
Mm.
It's incredible. That was like, ooh, yes, the gold, the whole
It's
egg, and that
because I
started
didn't
the
feel
theory
like
stuff.
about
Mhm.
It's just like, and
egg.
yeah,
But WWE is the
insane.
king of the whole card subject to change. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
remember how they did Sasha all the way when they did the fucking bringing
Yeah,
back
yeah.
Becky Lynch,
Something
literally
like-
until the fucking match
Yes.
started, the bell rang. Oh, by the way, Sasha's not gonna be here, guys. But guess who's back? Like what the fuck?
Whoa.
Card subject to change, ladies and gentlemen. Bullshit.
Because you know why, fans? WWE thinks you're fucking stupid.
And you know what?
True.
Most of us are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's
Because
the
we
problem.
because we believe that the guy right now who's being accused by Wall Street Journal is the evil Mr. McMahon from 1992, and he's just doing what he usually does. So we're not surprised, and we don't give a fuck.
And Gareth and Jobber Nation will be like, no, we believe our master, Lord and Savior. Not worthy. Like that.
I hate talking about them this much. It's just terrible. I'm sorry I even brought up their names. But
No, don't worry about it. Because Shane puts Shane in our group chat. Shane will post something, and I'll be like, "Those guys are fucking just pulling your chain, bro."
I know they are, but it's working too. And they wanted to make it work.
Shane just can't let it go.
No, I
Oh,
can't.
it is, and it's not. It also, because I've been kind of doing a rewatch. I just tweeted about this today. I've been like doing a rewatch of CM Punk's 2012 heel turn, because that was really like when I started watching wrestling again, and I just loved that so much.
That's when a lot of people started watching wrestling again. Was around that whole CM Punk era.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm putting this out there. If anybody has the yellow GTS shirt that Punk had back then, I will buy it from you.
Oh, I like that shirt.
I am in, and now that I'm seeing it again on the rewatch, I am in love with that shirt, and I will 100% buy it. I will buy
Okay.
it off of you. But yeah, so what I was saying was, it's not even just that the Mr. McMahon character is rooted in this realism of what's going on with him in real life right now, but wrestling as a whole has always had these types of storylines. Not even just with Vince McMahon, because just today in my rewatch of 2012, I think it was like October 8th or 2012 or the next week after that on Raw, AJ Lee has to resign as general manager because she is having an affair with a wrestler, and that wrestler is John Cena at the moment.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And literally, and this was already after the story came out today from Washington, or whatever, I forget the name of it, Wall Street Journal. And I'm like, holy shit, this is like literally what AJ Lee is saying live on Raw is like practically what Vince has been doing behind the scenes for a number of years.
Yeah.
Yes.
There always are storylines like this. So it just makes it kind of feeds more into what Julian was saying earlier about how, especially to the casual fan, because remember, there's the casual fan, and then there's our bubble of internet wrestling community.
Like us.
That they have always seen this type of stuff happen on TV with Vince or with other wrestlers in other storylines. So they eat it up, and I honestly think if Vince McMahon were to come out on SmackDown or Raw again, he would still get cheered.
Dude, I keep on imagining Vince coming out on SmackDown or Raw, much like much like Al Bundy after he got caught taking Peg on a date when he was with No Man. And he gets on TV and he goes, "I have sinned."
Jerry Falwell. I've
Jerry
failed.
Falwell.
I've sinned against all man. Look, King of Indy said it very well, and this is
Yeah, I
a
was
real
just
good
reading
quote
that.
here. Life imitates art. Sometimes fans can't tell the difference, but at the end of the day, Vince
Whoa,
is
whoa,
showing
whoa,
he is
whoa,
more
whoa.
powerful.
No spoiler alerts. No spoiler alerts. No spoiler alerts.
He is more powerful than Homelander on The Boys. Wow.
God damn it, King of the Indies, you're upstaging me right now.
What the hell? What am I missing?
I-
Don't tell me, man. God damn it.
Don't tell me.
Don't
Say
tell
anything.
me, King of Indies. Don't tell me.
I'm still on season 2. I haven't
Oh
seen
my
any
God.
shit
Don't
thing.
I haven't
tell
watched
me.
any of it
God
yet.
damn you, Julian. See, look, is it a
Damn it, pal.
Julian? I'm just gonna ask right now. Is it a super cliffhanger? Is it gonna leave me like, God damn it, I gotta wait a year?
Yes, it will. Bro, everything we're talking about is going to tie together when you watch the last episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's so much that ties into what we're talking about right now.
It's truly sad to see this business fall by the wayside.
Yes.
It is falling by the wayside. It is falling by the wayside for the simple fact that people, these, and Drew, I hate to admit that you're right with this, but you are so right. People are going to fucking, if Vince came out and was like, "Hey, welcome to Monday Night Raw. All championship belts are 30% now on WWEshop.com," and then walk away, fans are going to fucking lose their shit.
What?
They're gonna
30%
clap for
off?
him like he's, they're going to clap for him like he saved the world from hunger.
Woo!
Dude, I'm gonna tell you
You know?
something. If Vince steps down as chairman, it'll be quiet. It'll make news, but it'll be quiet. It won't be anything like he won't come out on TV and step down. He won't come out on TV and say, "I just want to thank the WWE Universe for blah 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 blah." It'll be one of those things where it'll happen behind the scenes. He'll be let go. Does he still have his hand in creative? You never know. They'll never tell you.
No.
However, I do believe that from a creative perspective for the business, WWE has all the contracts in place. They have the exposure. They have the platforms. I think that creatively, the subject matter would change for the better. And I think that they would actually bring back a lot more fans and attract some new fans. And it wouldn't be a bad thing. That maximum male model shit that took up like 15 minutes of the show tonight.
Great.
No
Worth
more
every
than
minute.
that.
Oh, God.
Why? No more of
It
that
was
shit.
worth every minute.
You
worth
know,
every
these
minute.
like freaking, you got a 2-hour show, but you got 10 minutes of wrestling. No more of that shit. You know, hopefully, ideally, things would go back to like NXT Black and Gold, more along those lines.
Yes.
But yeah, but you know what? The problem is that Vince would have to be paid out or removed, because as long as he has any voting power, that's still influence. They have to remove him from a point of influence, and if that means giving his shares to the kids, if that means selling, he's not going to sell the shares, but if it means just distributing the shares to Eric Bischoff and Ric Flair, you know, like shit we've seen before, the company now, you know, whatever. Let's see.
Well, this makes
by the show.
This makes a good valid point, what you're saying. If Vince did that. But here's the thing. Vince will step down, and he'll still be the puppet master behind the scenes. I fucking agree with that 2 billion%. Vince is going to die at Gorilla with the fucking headset on, yelling into Corey Graves' ear, yelling into Michael Cole's ear, because Vince will never fucking walk away from WWE.
No.
Never. The only way he's gonna walk away is if he's carted out in a fucking gurney with a black fucking sheet over him. That's the only way Vince is gonna ever leave this wrestling industry. I'm not wishing out on him, ladies and gentlemen. E-drones, don't fucking at me on Twitter. Fucking at me on Twitter. I don't give a shit.
Hey,
Um,
remember the stock took a
He,
the stock took a hit when he died on TV in that car explosion.
yeah.
yeah.
But before we wrap this up, I'm just going to say this. I'm not happy about the whole situation. I mean, the best thing that happened on SmackDown tonight was Lacey Evans finally turned heel. We all fucking knew that was coming.
And the maximum male model age.
God,
Well,
listen here, you
sorry.
faction horror. Shut your mouth.
Christ, no.
But
I will
realistically,
in defense of Shane, I know that Dio Madden and Mansoor have good chemistry together because I think they were involved in Up Up Down Down,
yes.
Yeah.
and also back last year, I was on Throwback Show. And I was reading through Twitter, and I happened upon this tweet that, I was doing. I don't know why I still have the glasses here because I don't wear them, but I was doing this gimmick at the time, with that title up there, and I literally broke character because I read a tweet from Mace that I don't remember the whole tweet, but basically what he was saying was that Mansoor looked submissive and breedable.
Yes.
Damn.
I literally broke for like 3 minutes straight. I couldn't stop laughing at that.
It's almost as bad as me with that dude, the shoe guy. Whoa! What the hell?
So I have a little bit of faith, we'll
Drew,
call it.
I want you to repeat that tweet. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Mansoor looks breathable.
Repeat that tweet about Mansoor.
Oh, I don't want to say it about Mansoor though. Who can I say this about? Who can I replace Mansoor with?
Mansoor.
Mansoor.
Oh, right. It's Mansoor and Marseille, right? That's what they're doing?
Mansoor. Mansoor looked
Oh,
dead
man, I
into
could get in trouble right now.
Mansoor's eyes.
Oh,
And he said,
yeah.
man, Mansoor, you look
It's 903.
very handsome.
You can say whatever you want to now. Oh, yeah. That man is breedable.
He looks breathable.
Breedable.
Roman Reigns.
Wow. He can be
Submissive.
the head of your table.
That is true.
I think he can be the head of your table. At the bed.
Daniel Garcia.
Ooh.
Oh.
Red Death.
Garcia.
Hook.
Daniel.
Wow. Someone send Hook.
Okay.
Wow, I cannot believe you just got me to do that.
All right. I want you to go to Twitter and I want you to search submissive and breedable
Wow.
and see the list of shit that comes
Oh
out.
god.
I
Oh
want
man,
to-
It's a thing. And
it's definitely a thing.
Is it almost as bad as T-Bar?
this looks worse than T-Bar.
Hey, Drew, I don't know if you
Submissive.
know it, but one night on the show, we had this young lady. She was in the chat,
Oh,
and I was like, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you go ahead and Google what a T-bar is and put it in the chat?
It's like, what?
She got banned for doing
Oh.
it. It was funny as shit. Because I said Urban Dictionary. She went to Urban Dictionary. She was like,
I wonder
oh, my.
how the conversation went with Mansoor. They were like, Mansoor, you look overly submissive and breathable.
He was like, boy, you're so breedable.
Wow, you weren't kidding, Julian.
Why did you go look?
I mean, come on. I was gonna do it.
God damn you.
I'm
Drew.
an adult.
Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're going
Listen,
to
you
end
just
on.
made me admit things alive on the air that I didn't want to say
Yes,
in
we're
public.
going to
okay?
end it on that note, ladies and gentlemen. Julian, tell the fans where they can find you.
Hashtag submissive and breathable. Let's
I'll
go.
tell you where you're not gonna find me submissive or readable. That's for sure. But you can find
That's the secret word. Ah.
what is Pee Wee's Playhouse? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh no,
that ain't not right.
no. God
Hey,
damn.
Tommy, how do I look today? Look,
So
Mr.
breathable.
Pee-wee.
Oh man, the theme made that character so great. I miss that man.
Make a lick a high, make a honey ho.
Whoa.
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 Oh shit.
Oh, that went downhill really fast.
Real
Yeah.
quick.
So if you're looking for us 3 times a week, just look downhill. Yeah. If you're
We need a
looking in
graphic.
the area and you want to watch us on your big ass CRT TV with your coaxial cable coming in through the wall,
Oh
you
yeah.
get
Got
3 times a week.
coaxial cable.
Coaxial cable, man, and maybe you have Hughes, maybe you have,
Maybe.
I don't know. But you can catch 3 times a week, Mondays at 10 p.m. on channel 8002 CenturyLink TV and channel 22. Channel 22.
We need a graphic blood. We need a graphic.
Find the
channel
graphic.
8002 Xfinity TV. You can catch us on Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. on channel 23 Xfinity TV and channel 8003 CenturyLink TV, or you can catch us on Wednesday. But you're not going to catch us being submissive or readable.
Oh, submissive
At
and breathable
9:30
all
p.m.,
day.
no scissoring going on. At 9:30 on Wednesdays on channel 11 on
Scissor me,
Xfinity TV and CenturyLink TV.
Scissor me, daddy, breathable and
Scissor
submissive.
me, daddy.
Why are K-pop references here? I got to ask my daughter.
Oh my god! Wow. Are you still
K-pop?
looking at it? Are you guys still
I'm
looking?
still
Drew, are
scrolling.
you still looking at it? Are you still? Yes, Drew's still looking at it.
can't-
You can
I
see
can't
his eyes
look
keep
away.
going up.
Yep, there's a Batman reference.
Oh my Jesus Christ!
Hold on, let me look at it.
Okay, I have to say
Come
though, Liam from One Direction, not submissive and breathable. I don't know what they're talking about here.
Oh my god! Okay, I'm off the air. I'm gonna look it up. 'Cause
Bro, I'm telling you,
I ain't gonna be like you fucking heathens.
I'm gonna go to my
Um,
daughter. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna knock on my daughter's door, and she's gonna say yes. She's gonna open the door, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, Jess, do you know anything about this submissive breathable thing?" And she's gonna say, "Don't ever say that again."
Yeah.
Exactly. My daughter's gonna
Maybe
slam her
close the
door
door.
shut. She's gonna be like, "Leave me alone, you old dad. Leave me alone,
No.
old dad, before I put you in
No.
an old folks home with the
Well,
fucking Crocs and socks."
Last time I was like, "What's this thing about glizzy water?" She was like, "You know what?
Mm.
Leave it alone."
I've
Don't
I
even-
Drew,
learned.
look away. Look
My
away,
daughter
Drew.
is 13 years old. She'll be 14 years old next month. I've learned not to ask her shit because when I ask her stuff, she just gives me that look like, really?
You old man.
Like,
You old
like-
man.
Dad, that's no cap.
No cap. No
No, she'll
cap.
be like, Dad, that's cap. I'll be like, no cap. No, Dad, that's cap.
This no cap thing. How does that work? Like, is there a cap and a no cap, or is it just no cap?
Yeah.
It's very difficult, my friend. I will have to teach you about what is cap and what is no cap.
No
Trust
cap.
me. Shane, where can they find you other than your
Oh.
OnlyFans?
Oh man, that's gonna be pending real soon. If I can get 100,000 followers on Twitter, I'll make it.
Woo-hoo!
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can find
damn.
me on Twitch at Husky_518, where I am doing interactive movie games throughout the month of July.
That's what she said. And you, Mr. Big Money Drew, the reigning and defending undisputed Looking Crazy Pinfalls podcast champion. That's a belt that you don't even hold no more, Shane. Remember that NWA World Title reference last week? Yeah, go fuck yourself.
I know this is the closing. You can find me blah 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 place, but I just want to say really quick, thank you, because I've had a really shitty couple of weeks. I had to put my cat to sleep,
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
and yeah, that's why there used to be a little thing for him to sleep in
Mhm.
under there if you ever saw it. That's not there anymore. So now I have spot for a fourth table. Hey. And I still have some remnants over here that I have to get rid of. This food
Yeah.
thing and the litter I have to give to my mom. and his litter box was back here where the sunflower thing is.
Sunflower, yeah.
It's been with work and having to do that was really shitty, and I had some really good laughs tonight that were provided by you three, and I'm very thankful for that. Thank you very much.
And
you can
you're
find
always
me-
welcome to the show.
Yeah, always welcome.
Thank you.
Friend of the channel.
Rematch. Oh, well, who said that?
Oh, wow. God damn, Shane.
That sounded a lot like somebody named Husky 518 that said that.
Yeah, I know. And still owe me a title shot.
Wow.
Well, I have to get through Dennis Farrell first, and then we'll talk after that. You can find me at Big Money Drew on Twitter. I've not been on Fightful Overbooked as of late, just because I don't watch wrestling anymore, really. At least as much as I used to. What I said before, I literally have really not watched Raw and SmackDown or NXT
You're not missing much.
since WrestleMania, really. And thank you to the people in the chat. That's very kind of you. I'm very sorry for you as well, Annie King Zero.
And
what
I
you had to go
King.
through. And I King.
Yeah.
But I have some thoughts of something I might want to do with Joel Pearl soon over there. The Fightful champion, Joel Pearl.
Calling you out, Joe Pearl. I need more gold for my pawn shop.
No, you got enough gold. I need gold.
You never have enough gold,
Sit
man.
down.
You
You need
never
to
have
sit
enough
down.
gold.
Sit down.
So just follow me on Twitter at Big Money Drew, and you'll see my wrestling takes there sometimes, and my general thirst tweets. And I might get into the submissive and breedable game. I don't know. Julian
God
might
damn it.
fuck me up.
Look, I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, go follow Drew on Twitter. Some of his tweets, they had me fucking dying, bro. Some of his tweets are funny as shit. Trust me.
Oh man, submissive and breathable.
Oh my Jesus Christ. And ladies and gentlemen, these guys get me fucked up. I don't know what to say. You can always find us here Monday, Wednesday,
Come.
Friday on the Roundtable Pros and
Come on,
Podcast
scissor me.
live on Twitch,
Someone.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Don't scissor that guy. But you know what? You can all
Yeah.
scissor me, daddy. Yeah. We'll see you guys. We'll see you. Probably on Monday.
Come on, Julie.
Unless Shane is getting scissored.
Come on.
I don't know why.
You got your motion
Anyone
ready
would
for
scissor
it.
Shane, but it is what it is.
I like being scissored.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the Roundtable Horse Podcast. For Big Money Drew, for Scissor Master himself, Mr. Scissors himself, Shane, Scissor Man Husky, and for your boy El Mixological, your boy Chemical Julian, I'm the franchise. We will see you when we see you. Peace. Oh yeah.